Um, Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Wherever you are watching me from, I am David Asana, an author, a speaker, an entrepreneur, a digital marketer, and the CEO of Global Institute of Entrepreneurship and Technology. This day, I want to talk to you about the power of books and the books that have helped me to really progress so much in life. Books and reading is really so great. And I have a lot of people and a lot of friends who will normally tell me that they don't see how reading can help them. And over times, I have mentioned again and again, and I've said it that if you think books cannot help you, you are probably having the mindset of maybe academic related books or books that will help you in school in academic settings and they did not help you. That's why you think books cannot help you to succeed or progress in life. But for me, books have helped me so much over the years. And I tell you that if you dedicate your life to select books, I'm not talking about reading any type of book at all. I'm talking about reading books that are that you are interested in, books that relate to the field you are in now, books that relate to something you are doing that you want to really build on that particular career. So today in this video, I'll be telling you or I'll be showing you some of the books I read and how they impacted my life, and you making time to also read books that you are passionate about. And I tell you the truth, they will help you to build yourself to a level where you will never expect yourself. For example, today I'm a digital marketer and I have people all over the world that contact me to do assignments for them. It took me, I read over 10 books in digital marketing and I've done several researches that led me to where I am, to the extent that I can now have international clients. I can work for people from across the world and be able to help them reinstate their advertising restrictions. I help them set up advert for their accounts, and whether Facebook ad, Google ad, and all that. So what are some of the books that I'm going to mention? The number one book that has helped me so much that I've never forgotten is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill wrote this book in 1937. It was published in around 1937 when America was in the Great Depression. America was in so much poverty. And the core idea in this book is that if you have a definite goal or a desire, if you have a desire for something and you have a goal or a laid out procedure on which you want to follow in order to get to that particular goal, you can achieve it. In the book Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill has taken time to indicate in detail people who rose from adversity, people who rose from nothing, people who grew up that no one thought they could become anything, went on to become world changers. They were able to change lives across the world. And then I will just give some few examples. In the book Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill gave an example. You know, in back during the time that most countries were colonized and they were fighting for territory. People were fighting to gain their territory. Okay, there was a Spanish soldier. They were going to fight for, they were going to fight their enemies. Okay, so in the present day, currently occupied by Mexico, around, it's in the South American region. Yeah, so this is what happened. The leader of the group, as they were going, they realized that their strength was too small. They could not go to their enemy line and conquer them. So you know what he did? The commander, yeah, I think the name is Captain Hernan Cortes. What he did is that he told his people when they entered the sea and they were about to get to land, their enemy land, they after they just arrived in the land, they burned all their ships. And he told his people, you see, in this place, there are two things. Either now we don't have our ships to be able to go back again, even if they conquer us. So either we kill them or they kill us. So because of that definite decision that they made up, that either they defeat their enemies or their enemies defeat them, at the end of the day, they won. And this is one of the books, that is one of the stories in Think and Grow Rich. You can also find it in my latest book, Achieving Your Greatest Dream. It's a powerful story. And not only that, in the book, Think and Grow Rich, we can also talk of a black woman, a black girl, it was a very small girl, who went to collect a certain amount of money from her master during the slave trade in the US. She went and was so determined after speaking to the master that she has come to collect that particular amount of money. The master didn't actually want to give her the money. So she was so determined and so focused that she must get the money to such an extent that with that kind of focus and determination and the zeal, she finally ended up conquering the man. So that was one of the stories that tries to tell you that with determination, if you are determined and you are passionate, if your passion is too strong to do something, you can always achieve it at the end of the day. If we go on in the book Think and Grow Rich, there are several stories that Napoleon Hill gave that when you read the book, even the story of the gold, there was a gold mine, those who were just some few meters away from the gold that they had invested so much money and they gave up. And someone came, was able to take calculated measures, and at the end of the day, he was able to take the gold that they have, the others left. There are several other stories. There was a man in Think and Grow Rich who wanted so money to build an institution in the US. You know, in those days, the man realized that most of the institutions, the academic institutions, were having their education was more academic and not practical. So he decided that if he had a 1 million US dollars, he could build a university that would be more practical. And at the end of the day, that university will be able to help build a better society where graduates can come out and can have the jobs that you can actually create your own jobs now. And he didn't have the money. So he thought about it over and over and over and over and over again until the thing was so much absorbed in his subconscious mind that he finally came with an idea. And what was the idea? The idea was that he was going to craft a sermon and preach a sermon in the church on that particular day. And he was determined that that particular sermon will help her to get the money that she needed. So she crafted a sermon, and the title of that sermon was, "What I Would Do If I Have a $1 Million." And when he arrived in church that day, and he even, because he was rushing to go, he even left the sermon that he has written down. But because it was so much absorbed in his subconscious mind, he was able to deliver the message even without the letter that he had or the sermon he had prepared. And at the end of the day, his sermon touched someone so much that the person at the end of the sermon told him that, "Come to my office tomorrow for the $1 million and build the university that you said you would do." And today, that particular institution is there. There are several other stories that I can talk about in Think and Grow Rich. Okay. The other book that has helped me so much that I can't forget about is Rich Dad Poor Dad. In Rich Dad Poor Dad, it gave me the idea to understand that it is not about having the best education. It's not about having the best academic education. As a matter of fact, some of the most highly educated people in the world are the poorest people. So the book Think and Grow Rich made me to understand that if you want to succeed in life, it is about finding value, being able to do something that people are looking for. If you know how to do something, people are always ready to pay for value, not about your level of education. So Think and Grow and Rich Dad Poor Dad made me to understand concepts like it is more important to buy assets rather than liabilities. It is more important to invest in assets. And when your assets can generate enough cash flow, you will now buy luxuries. But in the world that we live in today, a lot of people spend monies to buy luxuries, to spend on things that they are not actually supposed to spend on, things that they don't need. So at the end of the day, they end up being poor. So the most important lesson that I learned from Rich Dad Poor Dad is that you will be celebrated, or your value in life will be based on what you know and what you can do, and not your academic certificate. And we have this problem in Africa, especially. People think that when we talk about education, we are talking about going to school, sitting in the classroom. It is totally different. It does not mean that to be educated, you need to be in school. In fact, most of the people that are in school, I refer, there are a lot of them that are what? Educated illiterate. What do I mean by educated illiterate in code? What I mean is that if you spend all your time in school learning things that have no application in real life, so at the end of the day, you have the certificate, your certificate cannot help you really create value for people, then you are an educated illiterate. So instead of focusing on getting more certificate, becoming highly educated, rather focus on how to provide value for people. Rather focus on reading books that relate to your field that you want to focus in. Focus on reading books that interest you the most, and books that are of personal development in nature can help you develop your skills, develop your talent. These are the books that I have developed passion for, and I've put my time over the years, and they have really been helping me. I know that if you put your time to read something like Rich Dad Poor Dad, you'll never regret. The third book I'll talk about is The Millionaire Fast Lane by M.J. DiMarco. The Millionaire Fast Lane, I call it the no-nonsense book to becoming a millionaire. Because if you read The Millionaire Fast Lane, the man will give you the 5 commandments of wealth creation, or the 5 commandments of building a successful business. And some of them that I can remember, we have the commandment of skill, the commandment of need, the commandment of control, among others. If you get a copy of that book to read, you will understand. But what was the man trying to say? He is able to tell you, in fact, before we even come to the commandment of building a successful business, we even have 3 lanes. We have the slow lane, we have the fast lane, and we also have the, what do you call it, the hitchhiker. Those are the 3. The hitchhiker is the one that he wants to win a lottery. He believes that you can create wealth by luck. So he believes in winning the lottery, he believes in betting and all those things. But those ones are 1 in a million. That one, you can live all your life and will never win. And even when you win, you cannot maintain the wealth because you don't have the foundation that can retain that wealth. That is why people win lottery, and then within a year or within months, they are broke again. Okay, so that book, that is The Millionaire Fast Lane. It talks about the 3 types, the 3 lanes to wealth. So we have the fast lane, the hitchhiker lane, which is the one that the person doesn't really have a plan. He believes in betting or luck or chance, which most of the time it never works. And even most of the time, maybe if you are very, very super successful in your field, that you may win. For example, maybe you are a talented footballer, you are very successful in athletics or any other area that they pay talent. There's high value. Footballers like this, the amount of money they earn in a week can be far more than someone's whole lifetime savings. But how many people fall in that particular category? So in that particular category is if you are lucky, but if you depend on luck, it will not always happen. So put that aside. The second option that we talk about is the slow lane. The slow lane is those that believe in saving and investing, and the M.J. DiMarco is trying to say that it's not bad to invest and it's not bad to save. But what he tries to say is, if you depend on saving in your 401k or you saving, in fact, if you don't have any smart plan and it's going to save in something like bonds, treasury bills, and all these types of savings, it can take you, you can go on retirement and you will still be a poor person. Or maybe you will be very poor and unsuccessful till in your old age that you become successful. And that one, M.J. DiMarco believes that it's not about, at least life, we need to enjoy it when we are young, not that we'll be old men and then crawling before our investments will come. So that is the slow lane. The slow lane is the slow way to becoming rich. Okay, we have the fast lane. The fast lane is the fastest way to building wealth, and that one is built on um, practical foundations of business success. Even if it is not business, and it is even going to be investment, it shows you how you can invest and earn more within a short time, and not the normal type of investment with a very small percentage returns per year. Okay, so the first lane he talks about, that's what he talks about building a successful business. He gives the 5 commandments to building a successful business, where we have this commandment of skill, which talks about how many people can you reach, how many people can you serve with the product or the service that you offer. He talks about the control, how much control do you have over it. Yeah, he talks about the need. Are you just coming to produce something, or it is something that is really in need? There are so many commandments, and there are about 5 of them, but I can't remember the 2. But I believe if you take time to read the book, you will get to know the rest. But it is a powerful book that I always recommend to people who really want to learn more and develop themselves and have more understanding of their personal finance and how to succeed as a business person and all that. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell. I continue to produce videos every day and every week that can help you to succeed. I'll pause here and we'll continue the rest on my next live stream. Thank you for watching and have a great day.